I've managed to get myself a bit scuffed, but that is the usual as I do my streams. And I forgot to actually have the game open at the time the stream rolled around. I was a bit preoccupied. But anyways, let's just double check if everything's in order. And everything seems fine. Yeah. So, as today's title implies, we will be grinding for Mogador because I've been putting it off for way too long, along with other things, but why not try and go for it? So, obviously, I first have to go and get it. And I'll be getting it with the French premiums, because why not? I'll save the big booster for Mogador itself, so let's try and get it. And today's goal will also be spading Mogador at the same time. And if I have some time spare, I might want to get that Italian 40mm boat. But that is if we have some time spare. Not my favorite blue water map, Franz Josef Land, mainly because you only have one spawn point. But we'll see what we can do. Actually, is this the best? Yeah, Troy has the best RP modifier for this. So we'll spawn it first.
Branle-bas de combat, tout le monde à son poste. Moteur, pleine puissance.
Terminé. Alerte de collision.
Cible identifiée.
Kazuki, not much of a threat, not a full match. It seems the Kazuki will be angry first, the Mox,
Cible identifiée.
Moskva, and the Franz. But let's get an opening salvo out against the Kazuki. Let's get the range first though, there it is. And the lead a bit, wait maybe for the lead indicator. There it is. And just get our way over to sea. Decent first salvo. Yeah, Mogador is a big destroyer. I have to yet get my hands on it. I've heard some pretty good things about it. But I do still need to get it myself.
Thank you very much.
Doing some good hits on that Akazuki. I'm actually surprised myself I'm managing to get these hits on it. Frank Knox will be the next target because it's a Frank Knox, or at least a gearing class of some description. Akazuki is pretty injured, so let's just ignore it for the time being. Do want to try and get my rear turrets in the action. Let's slow down a bit because we don't want to expose ourselves too much to what's over there. Well over. And I've got the attention of the Nox now as well. If it's just going to shoot my engines, I'm fine with it. The Hatsuzuki sank, which is great. Shooting way too short. Is it not closing at all or something? Let's shoot out of range and see what happens. It's backing up, really? Well, let's deal with that. Let's move forward, actually. Let's not be quite as much of a sitting duck as we are now. Franknox is moving back, really? Bit of a weird decision.
Contrôle des dégâts au groupe de réparation. Pompez l'eau des compartiments inondés. Maintenant. Tribord, tous. À tribord, tous. Terminé. Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
Might get a bit annoying for me to hit him. Don't quite have the rate of fire to just challenge the Nox out in the open like that.
Croiseur léger. Position 1-0-0. L'ennemi gifle et perd de la vitesse.
And the Agnova got sunk before my shots even landed.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Let's see what we can do about this Kafkas. AA should not matter into BR for me, so meh.
Alerte. Collision. Pas au milieu du navire.
I don't think decent AA is enough of a factor to put it at a
Cible touchée par les obus.
to be a swing on BRs. Also having no torpedoes might be. I haven't actually checked the tech-free version of this BR of it. This is a human player. So that isn't... Primogo has 5-0. Does Primogo also have a plane? Or am I making that up? No, it doesn't have a plane. I think it's only the later cruisers that have planes for the French, don't they?
Moteur.
There goes the Kafkas. Didn't actually know you could detonate those things.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
That's also an AI. I need to push up now because the rest of my team is pushing up, so I should push with them.
Secteur ennemi coulé. Oui. L'ennemi gifle et perd de la vitesse.
Flanks.
Cible identifiée. Patrouilleur.
Yeah, Leather Delta.
Captured a zone. We're losing.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur. Alerte collision.
Still keeping an eye out for that Frank Knox or gearing or whatever it was. In case it comes around the corner somewhere. Yeah, I thought the Primogo has a float plane. Just couldn't quite recall. Just ram into this cruiser, but it's fine. It's an AI anyways. There's that gearing again. Find it a bit odd that a ship that potent is not pushing up. So let's just shoot him up a bit if we can. Decent hits. And detonation. There's something on B. There it is. So let's unleash the A guns. Ready HE shells. And close in.
We need to put more pressure on the enemy. They're winning.
There's not many blue water threats out there I'm actually worried about. Other than, of course, that guy. Italian. What is he doing over there? Is he in a squad? No, he isn't. What is he doing over there? And there goes the coastal.
Cible identifiée. Croiseur léger.
It is very questionable positioning from a cruiser that's that potent. Although, is that the one with the long reload? It might be. I do that one Italian light cruiser. Yeah. I can understand it being a bit standoffish, but all the way out there and then get detonated anyways. Ooh. Very, very strange. Though I wasn't really aiming for a detonation, I won't be complaining. And I also don't remember these guns being that punchy. But I'll take it. They're taking C behind us.
The enemy is winning. We've got to counterattack.
I'll keep my gunners on AA duties for now. I'll get later into the match. If that destroyer over there is any clever, but it's an AI, so it doesn't matter. It should be going for A. Got a bomber over here? Do, okay. I'm not gonna kill that Tashkent before it caps. With a bit of luck we'll have some other teammates that will go over to the capture point. Should be in the B point now, yep. There goes Tashkent. There's an enemy K2. Which is not shooting me, but I'll shoot it. Yeah, they're Grange. Doing quite well. I'm just hoping my team will pull a bit more weight. Maybe try and get into the points. But in the meantime I should be sailing over to where it's A at full speed. I did hear a call out for a bomber, so I need to be very careful on that. I just cannot get myself to hit the engines on the K2. Okay, there goes AA. Let's repair, see if there's some small AA that needs damage. Got a crit on a P8, oh really? Oh, lucky me. And not enough crew members. That's bad. It's the Wilkinson, isn't it? At least I managed to shoot in a P8, but I'll go down by Wilkinson. So yeah. Let's go back up. Because Troyes is pulling its weight. We have some friendlies going to the C point, that's good to see. Hopefully they're not actually just AIs, and it will sail around it. Attack the C point. But I think, unless it's Z12, can just motor on to the C point. I don't think we'll make it, but the Z12 is getting close. Even then, I'll try and take out this SKR. For the sole reason of it being an SKR. Wilkinson is taking out defenders around the B area though. Need to be a bit active. But AI might actually just get in there as well.
If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win.
L'ennemi gîte et perd de la vitesse. Combattiez. À l'avant.
The Guitro S, fine. 4-7 cruisers tend to be pretty good. Does have a pretty long reload, so it's not the perfect brawler. But in a match like this, where I get a downtur against destroyers in rough, semi-open seas, I can do some work. The shells hit quite hard, harder than I remember them doing. I'm not complaining. There's a Wilkinson.
Somebody attack him!
He is going down though, that's good to see. Let's just put a salvo in there to finish him off. If the flooding won't get to him first. The Mogador is a French destroyer. It's a pretty famous one, I think, in more naval circles. And I just haven't really gotten around to getting it, and I really want to get it, because I've heard pretty good things about it. We have managed to secure C and B by sinking the Wilkinson that was on the way. With a bit of luck we can hold the bow, but it'll be my job to get over to B and defend it. Having a Krasny Krim over there is good though. The French battleships at the moment? No. They're not really any good. There's the older dreadnoughts. And their guns aren't particularly good, their armor isn't good, vulnerable to detonations. Not great at the moment. But they do have some very unique battleships that we'll get in the future for sure. I keep thinking that the Mogador is the one that was really fast, but I think that's a different one, isn't it? Although Mogador was pretty quick as well, apparently.
Patrouilleur. À tribord. 8000 mètres.
Six, that's fine. Yeah, I don't think we'll get too many armored cruisers in the future though. That's not good, that's not good. Does seem good, does seem good. Kill.
Chargement munitions semi-perforants.
And that is why you always need to get a good look out on the capture points you hold. You might not hold them for very long if you don't look at them. And if you want to keep yourself preoccupied with spawns. Good stuff from our Portland. That's neat to see. I need to replay those American Treaty era cruisers at some point. I've got a bit of a soft spot for them. They're just not very good. And there we go, it'll be game over by now. I had a good match. I know, but Portland is different. Different guns. Better guns, arguably. So there we go. That's a very good chunk towards the Mogador. And yeah, I'll show you why it's important. And I'll invite him, of course. Invite the squad. Mogador is this one. It's the one with the 4 dual turrets. And they're the long 138s as well, like from the... Is it Milan or Le Malin? Le Malin, that's the one. It's the same gun as Le Malin. It's also a 4.7. It's quick. I think the rotation speed of theirs is still pretty slow though, isn't it? Yeah. And sure, Deutschland, I'll invite you. You should be in my friends list, but for some reason you aren't. I need to change that. No, that's the wrong button. That's the squadron I need to be in. Yeah. And where are you? And there you are. And first and foremost, we need to add friend. Oh, that's a problem. But invite the squad. I do not have Marat. I do not have any of the Russian battleships yet, and that's also something I need to work on. I have faced a fair few of the Russian dreads. They're nowhere near as potent as they used to be. But I think that Marat is one of the better premium battleships to get. But I must state again that I have not played these battleships myself. So I don't actually know what their guns feel like. Actually, which class? It's Sevastopol. It's the same as PK, yeah. And the same as Poltava. Like these ships, they used to be very tough and have really good guns. Their gun potential has withered away slowly. And they're somewhat prone to detonations nowadays as well. They're not as tanky as they were, and they're not as well armed as they used to be. So do be careful of that. But I think it's still solid. But then again, I have not yet played those ships, and I really should. We're all ready. Let's go off again. They're very... even from fighting them, I know they're a shadow of their former self. They're nowhere near as tanky as they used to be, and they're... 12-inch guns, back when the battleships first came out, were very impressive, and back when SAP was more meta than AP, the Russian SAP was really, really good. But nowadays, with SAP being less of the main shell you use, 12-inch guns kind of becoming pea shooters at that BR. I think it'll be more fun if I use a destroyer on this map first. Gunners on all targets, that'll be required if I want to go in close range with coastals. Ooh, that reminds me, now that some more leaks have dribbled down from what the next battle pass vehicle will be for naval. It's pretty much a known factor now, but by now if you've been following some of the leaks. It'll be Murmansk, which is a Soviet-operated Omaha class cruiser. The Omahas aren't great, but they're not that terrible as people call them. I've got a bit of a soft spot for the Omahas as well. And giving the Russians an Omaha might not be the worst for their lineups. I'm not too sure if the if the Russian Murmansk has any special armament though, compared to the normal Omahas. Yeah, that'll be a bit of a shame. A unique camo might be fun if it has one. The thing is that Russia doesn't really have much of a 5-0 lineup anymore, does it? Well, I've heard what a German heavy bomber will be, and it's also... yeesh. Not as unique as people might be thinking.
Torpilleurs. 2, 8, 0. 7000 mètres.
From what I've heard, yes. From what I've heard, it's just, and again I can be wrong, it's a bit of my own speculation, it's just the HE-177, but with a radio-controlled missile, similar to the Key-48. I don't know which missile it was exactly again, but it's some radio-controlled anti-ship missile. No, much like the Key-48. Hello there, Bill. What I'm going to find the most funny, though, about the next battle pass, it's not a Fritz X, that's a bomb. It's not a Fritz X, it's a missile, like the Key-48. So much more range, you don't have to fly directly over it. I forgot the name of the missile, I've got it noted somewhere. But it's the actual German radio-controlled missile for that plane. From what I've heard. And we can take this cap uncontested.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleurs.
I'm not sure, I've forgotten which it is, but it's something like that. It's not a V1, nothing like that.
À l'arrêt.
You know what, let me just dig through my sources, or my messages, or whatever. See if I can find it, and maybe not get corrupt whilst I'm looking away from my monitor. I doubt it. I think it was the anti-ship missile. Let me just get my little birdie. HS-293. I'm not quite sure what the HS-293 is, but that's what I've been told. Who knows if it's true? Oh, that super firing rear turret being 360 in Mogador looks good.
Our victory is near.
What I usually do in this map if we just ambush that side, but it seems that our team has pushed out the enemy on that side. Now we have to ambush whatever's going to come down that side. Why are my guns rotating? That's why my guns are rotating.
Enemy forces have captured the zone.
I'm not gonna alarm you too much, Deutschland, but you are going to get me killed. Never mind. Sus Nord save today, because we're not getting torpedo run. That's Wilkinson. I'm going to back up because Deutschland has just run himself aground. Those torps seem pretty decent. Maybe that rear torp? Nope. It might be. It might be. I'm not exactly sure which HE-177 it is. Ooh, there's a Moffat on there as well, apparently. But never mind.
Bâbord, tout. À bâbord, tout. Terminé. Barre au milieu du navire.
Take him down.
Barre au milieu du navire. Terminé.
I'm not gonna get much action in this part of the map. I'll stay here.
Moteur, pleine puissance.
And with Nord behind me being sunk, I'll have to push him out of the way a little. Yeah, I was going to say, the thing that's going to be amusing me the most in next battle pass is we don't know of any tanks yet.
5000 mètres.
Which makes me suspect there will be a crate for the tanks like we got for naval last in this current battle pass. And I cannot wait to see all the ground mains complain when that happens. Although, if that crate actually has some interesting old ground event rewards, it might not be as bad.
Cible presque touchée.
Yeah, that's the other thing, and I'm a little bit guilty, feeling a little bit guilty about it. The next major update is not that far away. It should be around about early November, late October. So there's a very good chance we'll actually see our first dev blog next week. I'm gonna push out there and try and get some action on, but I don't know where that Sendai exactly is. I haven't done too much this match yet. I would like to actually unlock Mogador this match. But yeah, I've finally actually managed to start work on the update summary video for this update. And if I'm actually free tomorrow, I might get some good progress on that done. And hopefully I'll actually get it done before the next update rolls around. But oh well. Oh, who do we have there? A Fletcher. Shot high. Although he's very injured, no longer shoot for ammo, actually shoot for crew. That's okay, county class. Then we have that guy over there. There we go. Torpedo the cruisers. Moffat, can I get my guns down on you? Again, hits high. Not enough crew, but I've got torps out, so that's fine. There goes the Moffat. And we didn't get the second Moffat, sadly. Shall we take out a torpedo plane? See if we can do something with that, because I think this match is pretty much done and I don't really have meaningful spawns left. The cruiser battle is a little bit too high BR for me to meaningfully impact. I really hope some of my torpedoes will hit. We did get up tiered, so yeah. There's some more ships coming down the slot towards B. It's not that many though, I can't quite identify them either. That ship, whatever it is getting hammered. I'm not going to fly in there because that's just an AA death field. That though looks like a very attractive target. It seems none of my torpedoes made any impact. I think they would have hit by now. I think that is pretty much done, so it shouldn't be too much of an AA threat. That's a Japanese light cruiser, so the AA won't be heavy. I will let Nord strike first. Because I don't want to torpedo a ship that's already been sunk by other means. Or has been shot down. They get bombs off and it indeed sink the Tama. What the for? That's a K2, that's actually a pretty dangerous AA ship. There's something down there.
Thank you.
Yep. That's another thing I was going to I'm going to mention in my update summary video is the renaming of Kuma. But I think I've mentioned it a couple of times already. Ooh, an Albing. That doesn't have much AA as well. That's a good target for me. Well, it's a bit awkward for me to torpedo. There's a second one in a much, much better angle, but very close to the K2. Too close to the K2, apparently. Okay. What managed to do that damage to me? Darn it. Well, I just guess I'll spawn Egle. There's no point in spawning a cruiser because it's a really far spawn. And you didn't have your gunners on all targets, did you, whilst you were in the coastal area?
5000 mètres. Branle-bas de combat. Ennemi détecté.
We haven't won yet, though. And they're pushing with some really, really heavy ships down towards sea.
Cible identifié.
Attack the A point, because that's the only clear point we have at the moment. There's two Albings going towards B. With a bit of luck, they're actually
Cible identifié.
slow enough.
Croiseur léger.
There they go, capturing C.
Air 290. Somebody attack him. Launching an attack.
I'm gonna try and maybe sneak my way towards C and torpedo whatever's over there. But what are these French torpedoes like? 72 kph is not bad. Bit slow. Not bad. Yeah, no, we're incredibly close to actually losing this match. You wouldn't... If anything, we need to protect the B from whatever's going to come. Because that Albing is getting very close to the cap.
Destroy the target. Attacking. Somebody attack him.
And while Albing might be a World War I cruiser, it is still a cruiser. And it might pose a problem for the destroyers. Unlike us. That Kent is... Sumner has a shot on me, but it's not going to be very long. There's the Kent. I'm going to just launch a torpedo or two down that way. Also, they finally fixed the bug where you would deselect your torpedo launcher every time you launch. They can finally make proper torpedo spreads again. There they go, they're capturing B, as I thought they would. I've never got sap loaded, but I might as well take out some guns. Luckily the French destroyer is actually reloaded at a decent rate. But I'm not quite sure I have the damage output to deal with an Albing there. Friendlies are decapturing A, that's good. We'll be able to capture B after sinking these Albings. Gonna try and launch some torpedoes. Mogador is also already launching torpedoes, it's fine. Shells went somewhere. That Albing is sinking. K2 is our next problem to deal with. Mogador is a bit in the way for me to shoot. It's kind of fine. He's right through there. And game's over anyway because I managed to kill enough enemy ships. Very well. That should be a decentish match, but maybe not enough. It is enough, luckily. So let's see. Before we order it, we swap research back to Paris. And what actually is our 4-7 French naval lineup? And where should Mogador go? That's it. I think... I don't actually like the Marsol too much. Although it does have a bit more punching power, and Aigle arguably isn't quite good enough for 4-7, so let's put Mogador over where Aigle is. Order and select crew, put it in Aigle. There we go. And before we forget, we put qualifications to expert, as we always should do. I need to look into this actually. Let's do gunners. Let's do some reload. Put it up to 3 maybe. Get some leadership. Where is damage control? And just get a blip on all of those. Maybe fire extinguishing some more, and that's it. So Mogador gotten. First we'll get SAP, because that'll be a requirement. HE will do decently. Against most targets we'll fight, most destroyers. We'll get SAP first, then part, and we'll just move along. Let me actually check what is my reload. Ooh, it is a bit of a longer reload compared to the single mount destroyers. But 7.5 is still workable. But as soon as everybody's ready... That's not what I want to do. There it is. That's sometimes easier to look, but might not be. Everybody ready? Off we go. Also has quite a unique torpedo layout, Mogador. So there's 2 triple torpedo launchers at the front, or well, forward of the, or in between the funnels, and then 2 double torpedo launchers behind the rear funnel. A very unique setup. In-game, there are some decent benefits from having these wing turrets, though, instead of centerline torpedo launchers. It should give you much better firing angles. Which might be very nice for a ship as aggressive as this. It should be, I'm not entirely sure. The Russian destroyers are pretty fast as well, and I'm not quite sure if it beats them. We always take our torpedoes, because you should. And we'll move on to C and B. 80, yeah, that's about like Tashkent speed. I think, is the Tashkent even faster maybe? I know the Moskva is that fast. Not sure if the... I don't like seeing that. The 2-man squad and they spawn reserve PTs at 4-7. Absolutely disgusting. So 25. No cruisers. Leopard is also 3-7, so he might be in a full down tier. Of course, won't stop us from seeing the US 4-7s, which will always be scary. Oops. Uh-oh.
Excuse me.
Almost flipped that leopard over. The rotation speed is actually not that bad on this ship. A little bit slow for close range brawling, but not bad. That's always good to see, and that's without the upgraded turrets.
Cible identifiée.
Don't like any shots from the other side of the map. But I'm fairly confident these guns can actually fight at that range as well. So we're going to slow down a bit. What's Amorak's position like? Amorak is low, that's also good to see. Where's all the battle damage I've taken?
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Par au milieu du navire. Cible presque touchée.
Taking fire from a Yudachi, I think. Rare sight. Oh Christ. This is a bit of a busy intersection. And I really recommend in future Deutschland you don't just follow me, just do your own thing, so you don't traffic everything up.
Thank you very much. Somebody attack him.
Allied forces have captured.
Now it's the Alwyn shooting at me again. Which is just doing circles from what I can tell.
Attack the enemy.
And it's actually quite annoying to shoot at. The bridge is knocked down, so I can't turn for anything.
Moteur, pleine puissance.
And the two reserve PTs immediately died to the crank knocks, which was an expected result of this BR.
À bord, tous, terminé. Par au milieu du navire. Cible prête.
Flooding, let's stop that.
Des dégâts en groupe de réparation. Pompez l'eau des
I did not get myself Cowl. I am not really...
groupes de réparation.
To be honest, I am actually tempted by Cowl. I'd love to have a heavy AA Fletcher. And I might actually get myself the Cowl. But I'll have to think about it a little bit longer. It is quite pricey for what it is, and I don't play Fletchers all that much.
À votre tribord.
Myself, who doesn't seem to want to hit what I wanted to hit. That's free lock. I think my dispersion is a little bit off. I need to under-aim way more than I am, because I'm just overshooting where I want. Of course, that's how it hits. Fire, seems like ready rack fire. Oh, come on. Just hit him, damn it. And the Frank Knox is on C, and I'm about to drive straight into him. Something about to go over near C. And there, well, ooh, there's a lot of enemies near A. You know what? Let's just rush the Frank Knox and torpedo him. If I don't get torpedoed by two boats, I'm gonna figure out what torpedoed me because I'm sunk anyways. The Dutchy torpedo reached there already. That's quick. Faster than I imagined it being. Yeah, I need to get some upgrades on this thing. And the T14 is they use the second T14. Why?
Ennemi détecté.
teammate took out Frank Knox. I'm surprised at the angle of the torpedo, really. I never really thought I would get hit by torpedoes there.
Va au milieu du navire.
Let's shield smoking spawn, always good to see.
Par à tribord. Cible presque touchée. Cible touchée par des obus. Les vigiles et perdent de la vitesse.
And victory will be ours.
Cible presque touchée. Ennemi touché.
I would love to have SAP by now. I do so much more damage against these destroyers. I hit another torpedo, really? What angle is this? That's from over there, isn't it? It's all the way out there. That's nuts.
Contrôle des dégâts aux équipes anti-incendie. Contrôlez les compartiments en feu. Contrôle des dégâts aux groupes de réparation. Rétablissez l'état. Contre-torpilleur. À bâbord. 7000 mètres.
Okay.
Vaisseau clair en flottabilité. Ah! Ennemi touché. Tout le
Never even really saw the torpedo trail, but sure. Guess it is long lances after all.
cible identifié. Contre-torpilleur. 8-0. 8000 mètres.
Should be fine for flooding for the time being. And I'm basically now just a stationary fortress and a mobile battery.
Partie endommagée sur le point de céder.
Yeah, I know this is a really good map for torpedoes, but that angle is not what I expected to be used. Let me be perfectly clear. You don't see many Japanese torpedo boats at this BR, and you don't see many people that actually fire torpedoes down angles like that. It's been a while, and I should have been way more alert than I have been.
8-0. 6000 mètres. Moteur à l'arrêt. À tribord, tout. Terminé.
I should have been much more attentive to the fact that that was a Yudachi, which is a very rare Japanese destroyer. They're very much likely somebody to be very familiar with how Japanese destroyers work.
5000 mètres.
Luckily I survived this one at least.
Dégâts critiques. Partie endommagée.
That angle was still wild though.
En cours.
Can't hit the target.
Identifié. Contre-torpilleur. Position 1-0-0. 6000 mètres.
Oh, mercy!
It's like stock HE is wild that is actually a thing for ships. And I keep forgetting that it is just that unusable, really. Because luckily with premium time you can blast yourself through the stock HE fairly quickly. It's only just one match. Even if battleships, if you're lucky enough, it can be just one match. But it's just not great. Like these salvos I'm doing against these ships should do way more damage if this was SAP. But no, they have to insist on giving every single ship the worst possible shell stock.
Take him down!
Except for the ships that just do not have HE.
À bâbord. 8000 mètres. À bâbord, tout. Terminé. Moteur à l'arrêt.
Yeah, this is not a good first impression of this ship getting torpedoed twice by a Yudachi.
Tout le monde. Flottabilité critique. Poste de réparation. Nous avons subi des dégâts critiques. Cible presque touchée. Cible touchée par les obus.
I will say that the reload rate is good enough. It's a bit long, tad long, but fine enough. I do see the aircraft flying in between there, but not much I can do about it, to be honest. Wilkinson is now opened up on me.
Take him down!
Again, not much I can do against it. It's a Wilkinson, so it actually has functional secondaries against surface ships. It's just through sheer rate of fire.
Commencez à contrôler les dégâts.
Wilkinson is also one of those premium ships I need to pick up at some point. Just for those secondaries.
The enemy has most of the strategic zones.
Alerte de collision. Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur. 8-0. 6000 mètres. Gîte et perdre la vitesse.
The enemy is winning.
Moteur à l'arrêt. Ennemi touché.
I really wish I had sap. Because salvos like that into engine spaces shouldn't... So little damage is disappointing. And of course it's a Frank Knox player as well. Now I am going to spawn the Guetroin just to get firepower out there, because we are in a down tier. So I want to use a firepower advantage no matter what I have.
Rollback combat. Ennemi détecté. Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
I need to... The thing is, didn't they... Was it the Krim they moved down, or was it the Kafkas? No, it was Kafkas they moved down. Krim actually moved up, I think.
Identifié. Contre-torpilleur. 1-0-0. 8000 mètres. Paratribord. Paratribord. Terminé.
There's a lot... No, Kafkas is 4-7 now, Deutschland. They moved it down with the recent BR changes. There's really a bunch of ships I should just replay. At one point or another. Come on, why am I continuously shooting just below the waterline? There we go, that's a good hit. Well, they're still 4-7. Mitcher is actually less potent than Wilkinson just because it doesn't have those secondaries. They're not the same secondaries. They used to be 4-3, yeah. But so I think wasn't a Fletcher 4-3 at one point? Oh, come on. And that was the guy with a torpedo kill, wasn't it? I'm just not having a great time this match. Dispersion just not being in my favor, and those two torpedo hits were really not what I wanted to have. And I am not even getting the correct range of this thing for as far as I can tell. Come on, where are you at? And they're capturing B as well. What's it B? I can't actually see it. Come on. And of course I can't get a proper range because smoke. Because obviously you always have to smoke as soon as you get shot at. A good salve on that front, yes. Too bad I couldn't do it against a leopard. I'm not going to shoot over the island, I will walk.
100
Still didn't know what actually captured B.
Attack the enemy.
And that's going to be game over, I think. And I'm going to be perfectly honest, if I don't unlock the sap of this match, I will just GE it. Because I am not going to suffer through that again.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur. Position 1, 2, 0. 2000 mètres.
Maybe sap before that happened. Yep, there we go. What did I even do in the Mogador? I did get the sap, luckily, but wasn't too far off. Actually, 1,000 to spare. It's pretty cheap still. Now let's get ourselves FP and then parts afterwards. And for the love of God, not forget to actually switch to the sap. There we go. And as soon as they're ready, off we go again. And hopefully not get torpedoed in our spawn twice. And hopefully actually do some damage in the ship. What does this require? Yep, not gonna happen. Probably should put some aircraft in here, but I will. It's sometimes difficult. Because some of these trees I have grinded out years ago, where naval was a completely different beast, different damage methods, damage models. Top tier BRs were different compression, completely different BRs, different ships you were fighting. It's very different for me to properly reference how a grind went, especially with me getting more and more experienced as I do these grinds. But yeah, it's very different. It always changes. The first factory I fully researched, or pretty much fully researched, was Japan, and this was at a time where where destroyers had the same damage models as coastals. So HE actually did meaningful damage against most destroyers, like really good damage, and Japanese HE was pretty good. So that's a very different era of the game. After that I did Britain, which I remember being quite painful. I think I did Britain as... Was I free to play back then? When I did Britain? I don't remember, but I think I was. During my Britain grind, I think I was. I'm not entirely sure. Then after Britain I did America,
Sécurité de navire.
which was a lot more fun back in the day because the Fargo and Cleveland were 5.7 and they were really nice 5.7 cruisers. I spaded Northampton, it was 5.0,
Somebody attack him.
Branle-bas de combat.
and it was really good at 5.0 as well. The things I do actually have some early streams of me going through the American treaty cruisers. And for reference, at that time there was no stock parts in FPE. If your turret got knocked out, your turret was knocked out for the entire match until you got parts. Which did lead to some funny results during the stream. Where at a certain point I was on this giant open circle map, and the entire front of my ship was destroyed. But nobody could kill me because I was just bow tanking and I wasn't repairing because I couldn't repair. So I was just a floating target that couldn't be sunk. Yeah, that was pretty fun. And I think that stream is still up. That was... I think that was in New Orleans. Yep, that's another thing. Secondary guns and AA guns would actually fire at destroyers and cruisers, which, when destroyers had the coastal damage model, would actually do some pretty meaningful damage, depending on your secondaries. It was a very, very different game through the 3s I grinded through. Germany is one of my more recent grinds, but that's also been a while ago since I actually played their cruisers. Their battleships I did semi-recently. That was an experience. Italy I've gone through a while ago as well.
Somebody attack him.
Like the things, I've actually grinded through all the cruisers at least a year ago. I still have to get through quite a few battleships, but well, maybe not a year, but like half a year. It's been a while since I've actually gotten all the cruisers. So whenever a new destroyer or a new early cruiser rolls around, it isn't... You know what I would like to actually have is a new 5-3 cruiser. Actually, didn't we have one recently with... was it Bolzano?
Alerte collision.
Actually, how did somebody have a P8 already?
Cible presque touchée.
And, like, spading a new 5-7 ship or a 5-3 ship was quite interesting in my opinion.
Attack the B point.
Like, I recently spaded on the grind to Amagi, I spaded Haguro, 5-7 Japanese cruiser. And that was an experience, especially since Haguro is really fragile. But I also like Japanese ships, and those 8-inch guns were alright. But I don't really have a proper view on what a factory grind is anymore. That's why I've made the promise to only grind French Coastal on livestream. Although luckily French Coastal is actually a very short tree and pretty enjoyable. Oh, Deutschland, if you have to go, you have to go. That's fine. But that's like a way to record what it's like for me to grind through a tech tree. Is what I'm doing with French Coastal. Although it's a bit skewed with it being such a short tree. That's another thing I want to mention is when I do make one of those should you spade videos, those ship reviews, what I always do before I make them is play that ship again for a couple of matches, 3, 4, 5, something like that, just to get a feel for the ship again. Because if I just work off of memory, it'll always be inaccurate.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
That's also why I like just when a new ship like this rolls around, a new destroyer. I like doing it on stream as well, splitting them from, well, 0 to start to finish, so people get a little bit of an idea of how long that takes, what it's like, how different the ship might behave and perform. I'm not getting good hits with these guns though. Also, I'm going to focus at Wilkinson then first, because it's already opening up on me. Actually, is it opening up on me or a SATA behind me? Those are SKR rockets, those are never fun to see.
Enemy forces have
Luckily not aimed at me. And this is what SAP can do. concerned it's gonna sink, but I need to finish him off. I don't want it opening up on me for a couple of seconds even. There we go. I'm pretty hurt. I'm not really helping myself with being like this. If the leopard smokes me up, I'm fine with that. I think it's the Alwyn. Oh, it's a... He's a gearing. And I've shot through my ready rack apparently. Or it's repairs doing that. It's a bit long for repairs though. As long as I have the lock on that gearing, I am going to shoot it. Rangefinder seems pretty accurate on this thing. Which is good, but also not something I'm that used to. Come on, just kill it.
Air 050, 1500 meters.
Just sink full of god gearing before shooting me up. There we go. I am going to sink pretty quickly though. These huge engines are nice for going fast, but they're also pretty good at getting me sunk. There's the SKR. Other side of the hill. Come on, third rotation speed. Sinking rapidly, can I get one more salvo off? Maybe another? Please! Darn it. Oh well.
Tout le monde, abandonnez le navire! Abandonnez le navire! Contre-torpilleur, à l'avant, 5000 mètres. Roll-bas de combat, ennemi détecté. Barre à bâbord. Barre à bâbord, terminé.
It is actually a player's goal way out there.
Cible presque touchée. En cours. Contre-torpilleur. 6000 mètres.
He's reversing now.
Presque touché.
I'm shooting way too low. There we go.
Bâbord, tout. À bâbord, tout. Terminé. Moteur, en arrière, tout. Cible identifiée.
Definitely going to upgrade the third reverse speed on this thing though. Just a tad bit too slow.
Destroy the target.
Ennemi détruit. Cible identifiée. Cible touchée par les obus.
Can't get shots on him anymore, but he will sink. There we go.
Identifié. Contre-torpilleur. Position. 6.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
Moteur, à l'arrêt.
Air
Ennemi touché. Patrouille. Bâtiment. 5000 mètres.
SKR, that's priority target number 1, just because of it's an SKR.
Alerte. Collision.
Keep missing those bombers, it's also what they deserve. is reversed because there's something at long range trying to shoot me up.
Moteur, en arrière, tous.
Another Alwan.
Ennemi coulé.
Both Alwans actually.
Ennemi coulé. Contre-torpilleurs. À tribord. 50 mètres. Nous avons subi les dégâts. Ah, si vous le touchez par les objets.
Come on, hit the rear of it.
Moteur, pleine puissance.
What is the anti-air of this thing?
Terminé.
Not great. Very much not great.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur. 6-0. 5 mètres. Parabord.
Luckily we were very close to winning, so we only needed a few more kills to win the match. But I'm not quite getting how to play Mogador quite yet. Still a little bit awkward. Don't really need that. Let's get brother. Primary armor targeting. Rangefinder next. Sure, if you send me a message in game or just eat me your in-game name, you can join me. Those one had to go anyways, so remove from squad. Should be sample text. Let me see if I can find you. There you go, even in the squadron. I should have known. And off we go again, I think. Yeah, I'll definitely want to improve rangefinder just to make sure my range is actually accurate. Then we'll go full to speed modification and maybe shrapnel protection. Although if you just go down speed, I'll actually unlock rank 4 mods. But then we'll do the survivability stuff. There's no VT for the main guns either, so you're kind of vulnerable to aircraft, really. So you got a twin 37 there. Mediterranean port is maybe alright. Forward spawn as usual, and we'll move around here and try and contest this little area of the sea in between A and B.
Branle-bas de combat.
But first we have to get there. So this has the twin 37 in the rear and then two twin 13.2s in front. That is not a great anti-air suite.
Cible identifiée.
Omaha, so it's full up there.
6-0.
Full up there. And it's a very big full up there too.
Take him down!
Croiseur léger. À tribord. 8000 mètres.
So mostly hostile cruisers, but that does mean I can actually
Contre-torpilleur.
fight enemy destroyers one-on-one. I'm not quite sure if I'll win this engagement though against the rapid fire HE slinger. But we'll find out. It'll be a lot better if I can of course detonate one of the magazines immediately. As soon as I can get into cover, I'll help deal with the enemy coastals. That's him sinking, I think, and maybe the last hull will actually finish him off too. Cyclone over there. Cyclone is actually pretty tough, as it has the destroyer damage model. But of course, slinging a missile into it will do the job. It might actually be pretty difficult for me to do anything in an uptier like this.
Attack the enemy.
Cible identifié. Bateau. Position 2-0. Vaisseau ennemi coulé. Contre-torpilleur.
Oh, I'll feel bad for this, because that guy is playing like a 3-7 coastal lineup. Although, if he's playing a 3-7 coastal lineup, this is a 5-7 match, it doesn't make any sense. So he's playing a 4-7 lineup, but choosing to spawn lower BR coastals. Very bad. And if that's the case, I have absolutely no remorse for what I'm doing. Is he in a squad? He isn't.
Affirmative.
So why is he spawning low BR coastals? Somebody is trying to do stuff to me with HUTF. Not quite sure what to think of it.
Barre au milieu du navire.
Our victory is near.
Barre au milieu du navire. Terminé.
For some reason I saw an icon of a... There is no air alert, okay. I just saw an icon of a bomber up here, but it seems to just have been a little bug. It hasn't to push out. There's an Akazuki out there.
Cible identifié.
Akazuki spotted.
Torpilleur. Frappe directe.
And I might just have to damage output to sink him. There we go. He's gonna full reverse it because he'll flood out anyways. Let's see if we can finish it off any... Well... Let's just get into cover. And the Takazuki's sinking anyways. There we go. He's launching torpedoes, so I'll stay in cover for quite a while.
Pompez l'eau des compartiments inondés.
I saw the little puffs of torpedo launches.
Commencez à contrôler les dégâts.
So now I'll just stay here and defend the approach onto A.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur. Position 6-0. 3000 mètres. Poste de réparation. Barre endommagée. Appareil hors de contrôle. Nous avons subi des dégâts.
We're winning.
Just gonna mark where he is. Over there, okay. Not an immediate worry.
Contre-torpilleur.
Trying to see if I can see torpedo trails, but immediately.
Barre à tribord. Barre à tribord.
Southampton stopped the Thunder from capturing B. Perfect. It's over there somewhere. There it is. I really want to push, but knowing that the Akazuki might have launched torpedoes makes me not want to push at the same time.
Contre-torpilleur. À tribord. 5000 mètres.
I'll risk it. I think I'm hearing repeated props. Yep, there they are, in front of me. Darn. My squad mate is avoiding the torps as well, but seeing as the torps just passed, I am free to move.
Cible identifiée.
So we shall move.
6-0. 4000 mètres. Contre-torpilleur. À tribord. 6000 mètres.
I am noticing a little bit that I think I need to upgrade the engine crew as well to get the fullest out of this thing's speed. The acceleration is not the greatest, but then again the speed is also stock still. I haven't gotten any of the speed upgrades yet.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur. Contre-torpilleur. À l'avant. 3000 mètres. Paratribord. Paratribord. Terminé. Cible touchée par les obus. Parababord. Parababord. Cible touchée par les obus. Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
Bit of an odd push coming from the enemy team here.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
I need to make it on the north side of the island because that's where the cap is. That excellent firing arc of the super firing rear turret is really nice.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur. 2000 mètres. Passe direct. L'ennemi ici et perd de la vitesse. Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur. 2-0. 3000 mètres. Bâbord. Touche. À bâbord. Touche. Terminé.
There's a Wilkinson. He might not notice me just yet. So I'm not going to draw his attention just yet either. Just get in the cap and just keep motoring out. Just accelerate, please, Mogador.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
And now we start annoying him because he's getting himself into cover a little. So I was aiming for a secondary magazine detonation. B point has been captured. Rear turrets have angle, so I'll shoot. And then miss. That's fine. Also coastal.
Destroy the target.
Anti-air guns are shooting at aircraft, so I'll put them on air targets only, but Sata slapped it out of the air. And my shells just did something weird. Let's hope this one actually hits. There we go. Kill. The Wilkinson has just driven out behind me. I don't like the guns shooting at the surface target in front. But I'll get to that in a bit. It's just an AI LSS, okay. Put gunners on all targets. And shoot a bit higher, please. Wilkinson is sunk. Or at least sinking. Also has a bit out of angle. Incoming destroyers pushing it around the corner.
Ennemi touché. Chasseur, à l'avant. 7 mm.
It'll be my duty to try and stop him.
Si vous le touchez par les obus.
Somebody attack him!
Air 040.
And should be it sinking.
L'ennemi gîte et perd de la vitesse.
And sunk.
Oui.
Enemy Japanese destroyer.
Moteur à l'arrêt. Parade à bord.
There goes the Hatsuharu. Should probably just look at where that plane is.
L'ennemi gîte et perd de la vitesse.
LCS.
320. 200 meters.
All over there, okay. LCS has been sunk. Köln has been sunk by a coma.
Keep it up, and victory will be ours.
Cible identifié.
There's a fast flyer.
Pas au milieu du navire.
Take him down.
Pas au milieu du navire. Terminé. Contre-torpilleur. À tribord. 2000 mètres. Alerte, collision.
I think you'll have to use your authorities there. Able to do anything, but I think it'll be fine. There we go.
Cible aérienne détruite. Parade à bord.
You have very, very little AA guns. You can still shoot an aircraft.
Moteur.
And I think this match is pretty much over.
Somebody attack him!
I almost want to call this ship the French gearing, but it's not
40.
quite as aggressive as a gearing. Especially not with the current modifications, at least.
Cible identifié.
It was bullying with another Nettuner right into the Biofontaine.
Mission accomplie.
Like, I keep wanting to play the Mogador as a gearing, but it's not quite there in terms of being able to be that aggressive. It's almost there, but not quite. You get more speed, and that should be it spaded in speed terms. Let's get shrapnel protection next, and we'll get all the other survivability upgrades. So how fast do I go? 80 kilometers an hour is what I will do now. Pretty quick, but it'll take me 4.5 seconds to actually switch my engine to that speed. Doesn't actually change that much between that and top. Actually pretty high crew level for that already. So it's a bit lower, but well. Let's see what a spaded in speed terms Mogador feels like. Yeah, I think it'll help. That's actually a lot of time difference to reach top speed. Just these two mods is almost 4 seconds shaved off of reaching top speed. So that might solve my acceleration issues a bit. Okay, there we go. Northport. That'll be a good test for Mogador, I think. Maybe we'll get some favorable matchmaking too. So we can get into B. That's a good first sign. At least semi-good.
Préparez le navire au combat.
Alerte, collision.
D'abord, tout.
Okay, we might be in a full down tier.
Barre au milieu du navire.
Barre au milieu du navire, terminé.
And now let's just get up to speed.
Somebody
Comet?
attack him!
Not quite sure if we'll be able to see the comet from where I am.
Contre-torpilleur. À l'avant. 7000 mètres.
This-
Pas de combat. Ennemi détecté.
Going the speed is quite nice.
Identifié. Contre-torpilleur.
Might be able to nab myself some coastal kills.
Barre à tribord. Cible identifiée. Bateau.
1, 2, 0. 4000 mètres.
Attack the enemy!
Cible identifiée.
Nakazuki.
1, 0, 0. 6000 mètres.
The Allied forces have captured a zone.
Barre à bâbord.
Barre à bâbord, terminé.
Cible identifiée. Bateau.
Position. 1, 2, 0. 3000 mètres.
Doesn't seem like there's any real hostile coastal presence, other than that one AI.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
1, 0, 0. 5000 mètres.
No, the Hatsuzuki's coming down here, is it?
Moteur. En arrière.
Alerte, collision. Barre au milieu du navire. Cible presque touchée. Cible presque touchée.
Barre à tribord.
À tribord, terminé.
Barre au milieu du navire.
Ennemi touché.
We're winning.
Contre-torpilleur. À l'avant. 7000 mètres. Cible touchée par les obus.
And that's the Hatsuzuki dealt with.
L'ennemi gîte et perd de la vitesse.
Now on to the British Reserve, the Vega.
À bâbord. 3000 mètres. Ah, cible
And
touchée
lots
par
and
les
lots of
obus.
damage. Yes, please turn a little sideways so I can see your engines better.
Cible touchée par les obus.
And I can just hit the water next to it anyways. Because I'm not a good shot of these guns yet. There we go.
Coulé. L'ennemi gîte et perd de la vitesse.
Barre à tribord.
Barre à tribord.
Neat.
Terminé. 3 heures léger. À l'avant.
I think I'm starting to find what Mogador's niche might be.
1, 6, 0. 7000 mètres.
Barre à bâbord.
I think I might be finding it.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Get the feeling it might be a very good medium range ambusher, because that position was incredibly good for this ship.
Cible identifiée.
Very high damage guns, decent-ish rate of fire, or decent enough range of fire, and has the speed to get to those kind of positions, which might be its niche. Can I make this turn? Just barely. Because I think Mogador is not quite good enough to be a full-on close-range brawler. But that kind of medium range... That medium range just ambushing? Or laying in wait? Felt very right for this ship.
Alerte collision. Bateau. À l'avant. 1000 mètres. Ennemi détruit.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
For a second I thought it was an enemy. The Vegas seems to have a better idea and just go to sea.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
Please, can I mag that him in one shot?
Cible
No.
identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
1-0-0. Frappe direct. Ennemi en feu. Frappe direct. Ouais. Cible détruite.
Yeah, no, like, yeah, exactly. Just sit around the corner, wait where you know somebody will come past, and just punching them in the nose, as you say.
Terminé. Contre-torpilleur.
Because these guns do pack a hefty punch, being a little, almost 5.5-inch guns, or practically 5.5-inch guns, anyways.
Contre-torpilleur. 2000 mètres. Ah. Ennemi touché.
Parade à bord.
I think I'll go help out.
Contre-torpilleur.
There we go. Maybe not necessarily just crossing T's, but just ambushing people. It also has the speed to like duck in and out of trouble, although I might have just got myself into some here. Kind of aiming for the rear magazine, a bit too far forward, and I don't want to reload for a second shot. There's torpedoes coming. I will not go down the channel anymore. Go sharp left turn, but my bridge is knocked out.
À vos postes.
All back, all back.
Moteur en arrière. Tous.
Okay, now we need to turn hard left, and thank you for the repair. And continue to turn hard left. Didn't quite notice the mummy there, but it's also not the biggest threat to me. So we'll ignore it for now.
Let's keep the pressure on.
And when rushing into enemies like this, we can practically forget about the rearmost turret as well, since the super firing rear turret has excellent forward arcs. Basically become a 6-gun destroyer.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
Now we aim for the ammo. Too high.
Capture the zone.
Just nothing there.
Contre-torpilleur. À tribord. 3000 mètres.
Does the mummy have vulnerable ammo? I think it does. Not there though. Okay, now I need to switch target to the German again, in case he launches torps. Doesn't seem like it. But I have this iceberg I can hide behind myself behind.
Groupe de réparation. Torpilleur. Les dégâts.
Ennemi touché.
There we go.
Bravo. L'ennemi
we got sunk by our Seta.
Alerte collision. Attaquant. À bâbord.
Aircraft up.
Barre au milieu du navire. Cible identifiée. Torpilleur.
Air 170, 1,000 meters.
Ennemi touché. Ah, nous avons subi des dégâts.
This is somewhat bullying against Clemson. But the Clemson shouldn't be at this BR anyways. And again, if all you have is an Alwyn and then some Clemsons, not much of a choice you have. Planes coming in hot. And then we'll see it in the Tudor, we'll just follow it in. And slam into the aircraft. And from here we can just keep this area safe. Although we don't want to be just right in the line of sight from spawn.
Nous avons subi des dégâts.
I'm tempted to move back to B to just stop anything from A coming over to B. But at the same time I am kind of the only roadblock in between their spawn and C.
Contre-torpilleur. À tribord. 3000 mètres. À tribord. Tout. À tribord. Tout. Terminé. Moteur. Pleine puissance. Barre au milieu du navire.
And there's somebody on B. I would have guessed.
Point.
I'm surprised I'm not seeing whatever's on B.
Moteur. À l'arrêt.
Meaning it must be a relatively small coastal vessel.
Nous avons subi des dégâts.
Yeah, Nord will go back to capture it. And I'll try and keep C secure. Although there's some destroyers moving up to B as I thought there would be. So I'll
The enemy has captured
move as well.
a little more effort and victory will be ours.
Contrôle des dégâts à vos postes.
There you are.
Identifié. Bateau.
Can't quite see him because of the chat box, but I think that's about to lead. A bit too much. No, this might be good. Too low.
Cible presque touchée.
There we go. I will put my gunners on all targets, just in case we'll get some more coastal surprises. Not quite sure what that MO4 is thinking of doing. Especially if a destroyer were to spawn in.
Contre-torpilleur. À l'avant.
There's a destroyer real close. There he is.
Barre à bâbord. Barre à bâbord. Terminé.
And the Albing has been moving in as well. Two Albings again. Is there a squad of Albings on the move? I think there is.
Barre à tribord. Barre à tribord. Terminé. Moteur. En arrière.
Seeing something else in the distance. Oh, what's it? Impetuoso, the Italian destroyer.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Bridge is out again.
Arme endommagée. Appareil hors de contrôle. Ouais, cible touchée par les obus.
Contrôle des dégâts à vos postes.
A little more effort and victory will be ours.
Vaisseau ennemi coulé.
Croiseur léger.
Kind of... I can't move properly. don't want to get into position to torpedo the Albings if they come around. Enemies capturing A, but that's fine.
Moteur, pleine puissance. Dans le milieu du navire.
Barre au milieu du navire, terminé. Alerte collision.
So they're going to come through here, I think.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Let's mark it. Where is he? They either go through here to B or through there. So where I actually want to be is just in B, on that Long Island. They could torpedo either side of it, which I believe is this Long Island. Yep, so I just need to be there, and I'll be able to cover both sides. The island is also tall enough for them to not be able to shoot over it, to shoot me.
Cible identifiée.
So I'll be able to lock down B like that. Now that might be a bit of a bigger problem. Luckily one of our PT boats seems to be dealing with it, at least somewhat. And there we go. And now no matter what route the Albings take, I can torpedo them.
À bâbord, toutes, terminé.
Moteur, en arrière, tout.
I think they've only just realized they need to get a move on and quickly. I was still hoping the invulnerability would wear off by the time my shell would hit.
Just a little more effort, and victory will surely be ours.
Préparez les lance-torpilles.
Torpille, lancez.
Game will be over by the time my torpedoes get anywhere close. And there we go. Another decent chunk of research. Let's get wetting pumps and then ventilation next. Then we'll get the AA upgrades, then smoke screen, and then torpedo mode as last. Almost got the first camouflage as well, I noticed. And for some reason this is an arcade battles. But yeah, everybody ready again, and on we go to the next match. Which might... oh, that's not my intention. If we get another decent match, might actually be the last one to spade this thing. It might just not be enough to spade this thing. Yeah. Now that we're waiting, I'm getting pretty excited for the next big update. Although I'm not expecting anything too big out of the October/November update. Who knows? Might be big. African Gulf. The map where we got our first and pretty bad impression, where we got torpedoed twice. Let's see if we can redeem Mogador a bit on this map. Although I think I actually want to go south of C and try and do it like that. Try and head off enemy heavy units. Instead of going for the capture points themselves.
À vos postes de combat.
Alerte, collision.
So I need to cut a hard right immediately.
Bâbord, toutes, terminé.
So I'm just gonna drive out in front of sample there.
Barre au milieu du navire.
Barre au milieu du navire, terminé. Croiseur lourd. À bâbord.
Heavy cruiser. Cockle, that's fine.
Ennemi détecté.
Doesn't signify an upture at least.
Tribord, terminé.
Yep, I'm gonna go full speed south of C. and try and keep it safe like that.
Cible identifié. Patrouilleur.
6-0. 11 000 mètres. Contre-torpilleur. À l'avant. 8 000 mètres.
Bit far out there. Bit worth a pot shot.
Cible identifié.
That'll also be AI.
Torpilleur.
There's the cockle.
6-0. 11 000 mètres.
Which I don't really want to draw attention from. Ooh, a British destroyer.
Cible identifié. Contre-torpilleur.
4-0.
Bit old for it to spawn over there.
Parababord.
Watches shot the Quichet.
Thank you.
Contre-torpilleur. À bâbord.
Something's up with the textures on this map. Because I believe there's a floating tree somewhere there. Yep. Several even, maybe. Yep.
Cible identifié.
That's another Wilkinson. We kill the Wilkinsons first, because they're actually quite dangerous.
Alerte collision. Contre-torpilleur.
Yeah, the Mogador is really quick.
Cible touchée par les obus.
The light forces have captured the zone.
Thanks.
Don't like not having a bridge. I need that for turning.
Barre à tribord.
Barre à tribord. Terminé. Attiré.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
Position 8-0. 4 000 mètres. Contre-torpilleur.
Atlanta and Leipzig. That's not a great combination out there.
Barre endommagée. Appareil hors de contrôle.
Privacy.
Cible identifiée. Croiseur lourd.
Position 2-0.
I was shooting the float plane. That is an unfortunate coastal. Yeah, I think that will be the niche of Mogador, just getting into pretty good advanced locations. And then being a bit of a ambusher.
Cible détruite, je répète. Cible détruite.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
8-0. 3 000 mètres.
That's a horrible lead.
Allied forces have captured the zone.
You know what I'll do? I'll actually yeet 3 torpedoes down that panel. And keep the rest of that side for personal defense. And that's one of the big guns as well. Ooh.
Moteur. Plus puissant.
Ennemi touché. Nous avons subi les dégâts. Au combat.
Barre à tribord.
Barre à tribord. Terminé. Alerte collision. Ouais, attiré.
Destroy the target.
Tout le monde.
3%, come on. Ooh, detonation. Okay. Was not expecting a detonation from magazines that deep, but those are 6-inch guns, so that's not too surprising.
Tout le monde. Abandonnez le navire. Abandonnez le navire.
But I was not expecting it, that's for sure.
Rollback combat. Ennemi détecté. Barre à tribord. Tout.
An assist.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
6-0. 8 000 mètres.
Barre au milieu du navire.
Barre au milieu du navire. Terminé.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
6-0. 8 000 mètres.
There's a Wilkinson. Let's help take that out. Not a good lead. That Southern might actually finish it off. Please do. There we go. And let's wait for repairing until all of its shells are hitting me. There we go.
Croiseur léger. À bâbord. 7000 mètres.
À bâbord, tous.
À bâbord, tous. Terminé.
Contrôle des dégâts au groupe de réparation. Pompez l'eau des compartiments inondés. Maintenant. Groupe de réparation. Commencez à contrôler les dégâts. Moteur à l'arrêt.
Not quite the arc to be able to shoot that Russian destroyer, but he might be coming out of the island soon. Let's get ourselves into position to shoot him. He's gonna decap B though. Ouch, there go my front turrets again. I'm not even sure what exactly is shooting my front turrets.
Somebody attack him!
Sadly couldn't stop him. Now that is a very scary sight. Having Atlanta push up like that.
Croiseur léger. Au milieu du navire.
And I don't have the penetration to deal with a Kako. Heck, I might actually not have the penetration to deal with an Atlanta. I didn't know the pen was that low on these ships, really.
Feu détecté sur le navire ennemi.
Destroy the target.
Destroy the target.
Destroy the target. Moteur à l'arrêt.
Yeah, that Atlanta needs to get sunk as quickly as possible.
Ennemi touché. Contre-torpilleur. À bâbord. 5000 mètres.
And if you want to sink a dangerous ship as quickly as possible, you just have to keep shooting it. Somehow sunk the Kako, I assume it was a turret fire.
Cible presque touchée.
Ah, 090. 1500 meters.
Oh god. Okay, it's a P8 that got shot, but he might have been close enough to drop a bomb on somebody.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
Cible identifié. Croiseur léger.
Oh, their big cruisers are all coming down here, and it's not gonna be a nice time.
Take him down.
Cible touchée par les obus.
Leipzig might actually go down easier than I thought it would.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Croiseur léger.
Which is good to see. Kako spawned a backup Kako, which I don't blame it.
4-0. Cible vert. L'ennemi gîte et perd de la vitesse.
Par à bâbord.
Ned Wilkinson is severely flooded. So let's just hurt it before it absolutely annihilates me. Can't really steer properly at the moment. The Atlanta is gonna There's so many scary ships here. Rear turret actually has line of sight on that German destroyer. I think I saw something else. There it is. Rear turrets might have line of sight, and they do. Not that I hit anything. Kill assist, it's fine. Atlanta is somewhere. It's there, oh boy. Got myself in a bit of an awkward spot to try and shoot the Atlanta. Getting the shell room detonations is pretty good though. And if I can keep getting them, that'll chunk down his crew really quickly.
Contre-torpilleur, à bâbord, 2000 mètres. Barre au milieu du navire, terminé.
Take him down.
Au fond dangereux.
Don't have line of sight in Atlanta anymore.
Contrôle des dégâts.
I can't do anything about it. It's really low. Those two destroyers just have to shoot them a couple of times. I think that was my previous Mogador, wasn't it? It is. Getting shot from something, but I need to prioritize the Atlanta if I can. One shell went through. One pen. That's not fun. Where are you? Flooding severely, but I need to put that fire out because it's full of fire. Come on, come on, come on. I can save the flooding. Fine, there we go. I'm not quite sure what blew up there. Was it one of my torpedoes? Yeah, it was my torpedo that blew up. Yes, of course it was. Atlanta got sunk. Why is my flooding not going away? Oh, it's because I've got a bunch of more holes. And it's perma-flooded. Fun. So I can't use my guns on that side of the ship anymore. For the time being. Okay. It's just normal, okay, normal German destroyers. I thought it was the HE one. Let's see what kind of damage I can do with my cruiser. Yeah, it seems like Mogador can't really get itself to work on this map. Not well, at least. I haven't really tried open water gunboating in Mogador yet, but it doesn't feel like it'll do well in that kind of situation. It doesn't have the rate of fire to deal with the Americans, which are really strong at that. And the American destroyers are really good at practically everything. Thank you, Dispersion, for just missing it entirely. What are you? A Russian destroyer. There's something else shooting me as well, isn't there? Complete misses. So this, okay, yeah. I think it's that British destroyer I locked onto earlier that's shooting me as well. Lucky detonation.
Nous avons subi les dégâts. Vaisseau ennemi touché, bravo. Cible touchée par les obus.
I need to deal with these cruisers, don't I?
We don't have the advantage anymore.
Des dégâts en cours de réparation. Pompez l'eau des compartiments inondés. Contrôle des dégâts à vos postes.
Attirez.
Just keep it up, and victory will be ours.
Bateau. À bâbord. 4000 mètres.
Ennemi touché.
Just keep up this fire. I think we've lost the sea point to a Frank Knox, didn't we?
Cible touchée par les obus.
Allied forces have captured a zone. The enemy controls most of the strategic zones.
Attirez.
Oops. That Amden is not going down at all.
7000 mètres.
Not quickly enough, at least. The Tama is also going to be a problem. Also really like if the lead indicator wasn't just completely lying to me.
Cible presque touchée.
Cible identifiée.
And there's an American heavy cruiser out there now as well. Lovely. Yeah, there you go. That's an 8-inch gun, I think, hitting me. We'll be able to sink this Amden though, I think. Engine fire. We need 2 more kills is all we need. 2 more kills. That was a magazine blowing up. Whatever magazine that was, I don't know.
Ennemi touché.
That thing's going down. Need something to kill and quickly. Is there anything? If an aircraft flies into my AA, that'll be nice as well. But I doubt it'll happen.
Contrôle des dégâts à vos postes.
Yeah, of course.
1,500 meters.
These aircraft fly into my AA and get shot down by it. There we go, Frank Knox got taken out. And some camos unlocked on Mogador and the Guitroin. Lovely. As well as another French captain. Profile icon, I think. No, not quite enough. So we'll need 1 more match to spade Mogador. There we go. Let's see what map this will be. African Gulf. I really Not quite sure how to play Mogador on this map. But I think I'll just try and go for the south of C point again. I could also just rush the B point as fast as possible. Now that I do actually go top speed. It might not be the worst idea. Let's try that out.
À vos postes de combat.
Alerte collision.
See if that'll actually work for Mogador. Tama 5-0, Blagorodny is 5-3. Leipzig, I think, is 5-3, so that's not a problem. Let's see if we can just rush towards the B point.
Contre-torpilleur. À l'avant. 9000 mètres.
Branle-bas de combat. Ennemi détecté. Cible identifié. Contre-torpilleur.
1-0-0. 8000 mètres.
Let's see if we can do some long-range gunfire. Over by a lot, okay.
Cible presque touchée.
Cible identifié. Contre-torpilleur.
Position 1-0-0. 6000 mètres. Passe direct. Contre-torpilleur. À l'avant. 6000 mètres.
Cible identifié.
Rear gun is now in the action. I'm over by a lot. I'm gonna be short by a lot.
Destroy the target!
Ennemi touché.
Paravabord.
À bord. Terminé.
Cible identifiée. Bateau.
Up no lead. Oh, that he knows it, of course. And that's a Douglas, that's one of missiles.
Our forces have captured a zone.
Contre-torpilleur. À l'avant. 5000 mètres. Terminé. Prêt. Cible presque touchée.
Which you can't even hit at the time. Let's see if the rear turrets maybe get a hit in. Nope, hit the fortress. Let's just keep... Oh boy, in Atlanta. Although it's a hurt Atlanta, meaning that people are wisening up to just shooting them.
Nous avons subi des dégâts. 3 heures, Louis. À bâbord. 7000 mètres.
That's Spey, but it's not looking at me, and I will not try and draw its attention.
7000 mètres.
Barre à tribord.
Barre à tribord. Terminé.
I've got the attention of that guy though, looking at his turrets. And those are the 6-inch guns, and we know what happened the last time I got hit by those 6-inch guns. They blew me up. Oh,
Abandonnez le navire.
I don't know what to do with the Mogador on this map. I genuinely don't.
Tout le monde.
It is not
Navire.
good enough to deal with this big stuff over a day. And it's just not tank. This is not a good map for it. Because this map in a destroyer requires you to be aggressive, and Mogador cannot be aggressive enough to compete with the other destroyers.
Au milieu du navire.
Barre au milieu du navire. Terminé.
I'd say it's actually a pretty good destroyer to defend with if you can find yourself a good spot. But to be aggressive with, no, it's not liking me being aggressive with it. That's for sure.
Ennemi JTF à la vitesse.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
À l'avant. 4000 mètres.
range? I think that's rangefinder. Good. Okay, somehow detonated that Nox in one salvo. Yeah. I mean, it's good. It's competitive. I definitely competitive compared to other French GDs. It's a lot more competitive. But it's not quite. I've just said it actually before you joined. It is not aggressive enough for my liking for this kind of firepower. It can't really take fire all that well. It gets detonated when fired upon by 6-inch guns, which slightly annoys me that it happened twice with a German 6-inch gun destroyer. But it's more capable than the other French destroyers, I'd say. But I'm still not, after having almost spaded it, I'm not quite sure where to put it, where to put it on the map.
Destroy the target.
The Allied forces have captured a zone.
This is a pretty good spot for it. Although I'm not hitting that French destroyer properly.
Somebody attack him.
And now I'm getting shot to bits from something I didn't actually know. They remind me that after this battle I do have to check out how the crew is actually laid out in the ship. There's something about the ship I'm not quite getting yet. Could also be my curse working, of course. But I'm just not quite getting to grips with this destroyer. And I have light damage to my engines, which I cannot repair, and that means I can no longer go my full top speed.
100, 1,000 meters.
Cible identifié. Contre-torpilleur. 6-0. 3 lumières. Au fond dangereux devant.
We're ahead of the enemy.
Cible identifié. Chasseur. Position. 8-0.
Into an aircraft for some reason.
We're controlling most of the zones.
Au fond dangereux devant.
Attack the enemy.
If this ship had the same rate of fire as some of the earlier French destroyers, it would be so much better. But because it doesn't, it's a little bit of a letdown. Why am I not getting any torpedo leads? Because it's all the way over there and not the thing that I'm seeing shooting in front of me.
Adhère. Collision. Tribord. Tout. À tribord. Tout. Attirez. Contre-torpilleur. À tribord. 3 millimètres. Hauteur. Cible presque touchée. Hauteur à l'arrêt. Ah! Cible touchée par les obus. Oui, cible détruite.
I don't know what that P8 is doing, but he is definitely not a torpedo bomber. Yeah, there goes his wings. Well, if you can see for just a second, let me just tell you. With my current crew it's 7.5 seconds, but I think at top, at like the best possible reload is 6.5 seconds. Which is decent, but it's just not quite good enough to be very aggressive with.
Patrouilleur, à tribord. 6000 mètres.
Their Traverse is a bit of an upgrade though compared to the other French destroyers. Although still a little bit slow-ish. The thing is, I'm in my head I'm comparing this thing to a gearing, which might be a bit of a over-the-top comparison, really. That's what I'm comparing it to. The gearing and to a certain extent Akizuki. You could probably actually more fairly compare it to those things, Moffats, but they're not 4-7. Yep, I'm fighting in front of them.
Alerte collision.
I'm also not entirely sure if it's me, but I feel that this destroyer is also really big, really long for a destroyer, and that's making me find it a bit hard to position it well. That could just be me.
Cible touchée par les obus. Nous avons subi des dégâts.
Take him down!
Bâbord, tout. À bâbord, tout. Terminé. Au fond dangereux devant. Chasseur, à tribord. 6000 mètres.
I've actually Austin powered the ship somehow, and I want to just get through there.
Au milieu du navire. Pas au milieu du navire. Terminé.
Destroy the target.
There we go.
Air 110.
Cible identifié. Chasseur.
1, 2, 0. 3000 mètres.
German ship, rotate turrets, and engine shots should kill it. There we go.
Ennemi détruit. L'ennemi gîte et perd de la vitesse.
Yeah, exactly. It's.
Cible identifié.
I really want to say that this thing is genuinely pretty good. It's just I'm not quite getting how to use it properly yet. Because I want to play it as aggressively as a gearing because it kind of feels like a gearing, but it can't be played as aggressively as a gearing. It just doesn't have the protection and the rate of fire to be that aggressive.
Contrôle des dégâts.
Okay, get behind this rock, get behind this rock. I do not want to be the full focus of Wilkinson.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
Position 0. 2000 mètres. Au fond dangereux devant.
Contre-torpilleur. À la mort. 1000 mètres. Contrôle des dégâts au groupe de réparation. Pompez l'eau des compartiments inondés. Maintenant. Contrôle des dégâts à vos postes. Contrôle des dégâts au groupe de réparation. Rétablissez l'étanchéité. Bâbord, terminé. Au fond dangereux devant. Cible identifiée.
That was mean.
Torpilleur.
8-0.
But even though this ammo rack is actually pretty decently below waterline, it seems to be easy enough to hit with large enough caliber guns.
Torpilleur. 3000 mètres.
Vaisseau ennemi coulé.
Cible identifiée. Contre-torpilleur.
There's an S-38 on the B point, which may try to ambush the Wilkinson.
Au fond dangereux devant.
Alerte collision.
I think I'll just try and push out in front of that Wilkinson. Excuse me?
À l'arrière. 500 mètres.
Oh, hello there, American Coastal. I didn't know I had no friends here. I thought the Sato was still over here.
Barre à tribord.
The funny part is, I can actually outrun his torpedoes. I am not that concerned about getting hit by his torpedoes. I outrun them. So I'm just gonna keep sailing in a straight line, and those torpedoes are not gonna do anything. So, so I feel so bad for that guy, because he did have a very good attack on me. He completely caught me by surprise, but I can just outrun his torpedoes. Oh, that is sad. Okay, I have found the funny part about Mogador. Also, Z46, I'm going to ram straight into you because you just drove in front of me. if I eat a torpedo now because I'm getting stopped by this. That's funny. That's really funny.
Somebody attack
I
him.
don't see the torpedo trails anymore, though.
Nous avons subi des dégâts.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Ouch. Yep, I thought as much. Yeah, okay, I'm not in a good spot now.
Par au milieu du navire.
Barre au milieu du navire. Terminé.
Yeah, exactly. It's more if you have teammates to be around, it's definitely better than being alone. It's definitely something like that. Mogador is not a good like solo carrying aggressive destroyer. That is definitely not what Mogador is. That was so funny. Just outrunning torpedoes fired from literally 10 meters behind me. Oh, that cracks me up.
Attack the sea point.
Take him down.
Cible identifié.
Oh boy.
Contre-torpilleur.
Position 1-0-0. 2000 mètres. Contre-torpilleur. 2000 mètres.
Cible identifié. Contre-torpilleur.
1-6-0. Au fond dangereux devant. Paratribord. Terminé.
Moteur. Un tiers.
Trying to see if I can amrack the rear of that British destroyer, but I don't think I'll have the opportunity to, maybe? No, I'll do it. Ouch. K2.
Cible identifié. Contre-torpilleur.
And the funny part is I don't actually think I have enough pen to deal with the K2.
Réparez les lance-torpilles.
And I'm horribly out of position now anyways. It's gonna be the end of me. I just need one kill though. That's a fire near the engine compartment. Or the ammo compartment rather.
Incendie. Contrôlez les compartiments en feu.
So I can take out the turrets, I think.
Moteur à l'arrêt.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
Take him down.
That I can. Now, come on. Reload, 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 reload.
Contre-torpilleur.
I should have just been shooting the engines rather than trying to be fancy and shooting the magazine. You are capturing A, so that's good. Come on. Any one of the shells, any one of the shells, any part of that British destroyer.
Paratribord.
Or it gets into cover again, no.
Cible identifié. Contre-torpilleur.
I'm gonna ignore the gearing. There we go. But the game's over anyways. We managed to kill something. Or something managed to take down. I think we actually got the cap, didn't we? And that should be Mogador spaded. But I don't like African Gulf for Mogador. There we go. Mogador fully researched. And before I forget, we unequip that, because we always unequip those. And yeah, that is Mogador. As I've been saying, it's, and as somebody actually compared it to, it's not a frontline carrying your team pushing destroyer, but it is a decent French destroyer. It is quite capable at dishing out damage. I'm a little surprised it has so little pen. But I guess that is normal for the French DDs. I just didn't realize that there's so little pen. I mean, playing in a squad doesn't really change it all that much. I didn't... Let's see, where's my history? So that's victory. I didn't win all the matches, did I? No, I lost one of them. I lost two of them. No, that's the one I played before, wasn't it? I think I played a match on my own. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I played before the stream. So during the stream, I lost one match. That's it. Franz Josef Land was before I got Mogador though, so that was the Great Rouen. This Northport one was also before I got Mogador, so that doesn't count. So the first mission was a defeat, and then six missions, 6 battles. Where having a coastal vessel did help, but it shouldn't take more than 10 battles, I think, with premium time. Like if I actually look up my Mogador. In realistic, of course, 6 battles, 5 wins, 6 deaths, 10 respawns, 1 aircraft kill, and 30 ship kills. 5-1 KD is not bad, I'd say. Although there are quite a few coastals in there as well. Yep. Yeah, Mogador is pretty fun. She's fun. I also actually quite liked Le Malais. To compare the reloads rates, like Le Malais reloads 6.5 to 5 seconds, whilst Mogador is 8.71 to 6.7. So the top reload of Mogador is worse than the worst reload on Le Malais. And that is noticeable, in my opinion. That reload is still good, but very noticeable. I think, isn't that actually on par with Japanese destroyer reloads? No, that's the wrong 4.0. That's Dynami, hold on. Yeah, that's actually rough. That's a bit longer than Japanese reloads even. But yeah, Mogador. I quite like it. I say I quite like it. It's something I should be able to like, but I haven't quite understood how to play this ship yet. And with that, if my squad mates don't mind changing BRs, there is another boat I really want to get my hands on. And that's this thing. I couldn't G it, but I've heard good things about this, although it has moved up in BR, so no longer has a lineup. But you know what? I'll do that another day. I'll just do this on my own, I think. So, I think I'll actually end it here for tonight. And I'll just go over my other plans then. So, I've finally been able to start work on that update summary video for this update. Which, late, I know, but if I can manage to scrunch enough free time tomorrow, I should be able to get it done before the next update comes out. Next week, I'm probably going to go back to grinding French Coastal, because the Arras is seemingly very, very fun. And with these all having been moved down in BR, that might also be fun to try and get soon. So next week might be French Coastal. Other than that, there's no real immediate plans, other than, of course, waiting to see what the next update will be. So, I'll leave it there. Thank you all for watching, as usual, and I'll see you next week.